So, friends, whether you look at the sky or the ocean or your own personal life, when was the last time you asked the question, where are we heading now? We have conquered so many success stories personally, or we hear about them all the time. And obviously, detours come in our lives, life happens, shift happens, and we get distracted by that. That's where, if we get distracted, we don't complete the hike. We don't see the beauty of the mountain peak that we so chose to see and enjoy on our trip. That's where everyone keeps climbing, managing the expectations. One of the stories that has stayed with me for a long time is I was in a very crowded city, and yes, fortunately, I was in a car driven by a friend, chauffeur, taking me to the hotel that I was going to stay at. Now, because of the traffic and traffic lights, there was a red light that we had to stop at. And from the front seat of my car, I saw a memorable sight that has stayed with me and given me perspective in life. And that is an employee, a worker of this labor force, whatever his background, whatever his powerful story, he was on his bicycle, stopped in front of our car. And it so happened that as he stopped for the red light, his bag dropped from the bicycle carrier onto the road. And when it dropped on the road, it opened his lunchbox. And I saw this, my friends. He actually held on to his bicycle with his left hand, collected the pieces of bread and veggies and whatever else that he could, put that back into his lunchbox, and stood up, picked up the bag, put it back on the bicycle, waited for the light to turn green. Now, most of us may not quite fathom the depth of that situation, but this person had his means of lunch or the only nutrition available to him for that day was in that lunchbox, which he dropped on the road. And yet, the preciousness of that moment was where he picked that lunch up and he was going to ingest that to survive yet another day. Managing expectation can be ranging from picking up your lunch to thriving at the peak of your organization, but know it in your heart at every moment that it's a journey, it's one step, one decision, one interaction of integrity at a time. Thank you for being